So I want to challenge you guys today to actually put one foot in front of the other, even though you're scared, even though you don't know what's going on, even though you feel like there's so much more you got to learn, and just start, okay? Just start. Am
I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you.
Hello guys, my name is Sirenredd. I'm the creatorpreneur. Every week I bring you tips and tricks on how to create or how to maintain your creative business. Today is Motivational Monday, and for Motivational Mondays, I just kind of like to talk to you guys and let you guys, give you guys a little motivation on your entrepreneurial journey or on your creative journey, just to let you know that all of us go through the same things. It is important for us to talk about the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect of entrepreneurship, and not just the actual act of entrepreneurship, because all those things play a part in how successful you will be or how successful you won't be. So today's video is just a little Motivational Monday, and I want to let you guys know, I was thinking like, what am I making a video about, what am I making videos about? And I feel like the biggest issue that I hear coming from a lot of creators is they feel like they're not good enough. They think they're not good enough. So because they think they're not good enough, they don't even want to try. And I remember feeling like this like way back in the day. But eventually I was just like, fuck it, let's ball. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I feel like what stops most people from even taking that first step is because they feel like they don't know everything, or they don't have everything that they need to accomplish the goal that they have in mind. But the reality of it is, nobody knows anything. Nobody 100% knows anything. I promise you. And I also want to let you guys know, like, the most successful entrepreneurs are not the smartest people. Like, just being smart does not automatically think that you're going to get money. Being smart can maybe guarantee you a job, but it's not always going to guarantee that your business is going to take off. Like, sometimes, like, it's not about who's the smartest in the room, who has the most degrees. And I'm not saying having a degree is worthless and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes it's not about who has the most accolades. It's about who's willing to put in the most work. All right. It's about who's continuously learning, and it's about who's consistent. So when I started, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about creative direction. I never went to design school, anything like that. I didn't know anything about, professionally building houses. I didn't know anything about Airbnb. I didn't know anything about customer service. I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't know any of these things before I started any of my businesses. So I just jumped in, started, and as I went along, I started learning. So, like, for example, let's take it back to my makeup company, sirenredd. So I didn't know how to make a product, like make a makeup brand, or I used to make lip gloss from hand, and then I used to order like wholesale eyeshadow and things like that. I didn't have no idea how to do that. I didn't have no idea how to make lip gloss. So what I did was I got on YouTube, and I started YouTubing like how to make lip gloss, and I started YouTubing how to manufacture your own makeup brand. I started Googling and stuff like that, and then I started ordering samples. I started talking back and forth with my manufacturers and stuff like that. I hired a graphic designer to help me design the packaging and things like that, and I learned as I went along. So in my business, I'm gonna try to see if I can find some pictures to include here. As my business went on, like, my packaging got better and better and better. So my first year packaging wasn't as good as my second year packaging, if that makes sense, because I kept upgrading as I learned what not to do and what to do and what worked and what didn't work. So that is, that's my first example. My second example is this business that I have here now. I didn't know anything about Airbnb at all. I didn't know what worked on Airbnb. I didn't know what didn't work on Airbnb until I opened my first Airbnb unit, and I realized that I made a lot of mistakes and stuff like that. And then with the next unit after that, because my first one was the Love Jungle, but in the other building, the mistakes that I made in the first Love Jungle, I corrected when I got to the new building. The first mistakes that I made in the first Siren Scope, I corrected when I made the second Sirens Cove, and when I moved into the new building and stuff like that. And then with my new themes, I'm learning from mistakes that I've even made from these themes in this house right here. With the new building, I'm still like learning and stuff like that. I took what I learned here, what not to do here, and I took it over there and improved those, so it starts to get better and better and better. Like, I didn't understand like the comfortability of the bed. I didn't understand like how to talk to customers and stuff like that. I learned that over time. So I'm saying all that to say is you're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn as you go. Do not feel like you need to know everything before you start, because it's impossible. The best way that you're going to learn is if you just jump right into it. Just like a toddler, the best way that a toddler learns to walk, we don't just sit a toddler in front of the TV and have it watching a whole bunch of freaking videos of babies walking and stuff like that and then hope that the baby learn how to walk that way. We don't read the baby instructions on how to walk. What we do is we stand our babies up and we let them hold on to things and move their legs and stuff like that, and eventually that baby learns to stand and walk on its own too. You know what I'm saying? Then they start terrorizing. But like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you learn by doing. So that's the same thing with business. You're going to learn by doing. So it's going to be baby steps, one step at a time. So don't think, oh, I don't want to start my business because I'm not good at marketing. You're going to learn. You're going to first you need to have something to market. So if you have, because with my makeup company, it taught me how to market. It taught me about email marketing. It taught me about influencer marketing. It taught me about making reels and stuff on Instagram and TikTok. It taught me those things, and then I carried those things over to my next two businesses until I started to master it, and I continue to master it because I continue to learn what works and what doesn't work. So again, like I'm telling you guys, is you have to put one foot in front of the other and understand that you're going to learn as you go, and you don't need to know everything before you start, okay? Because waiting to learn everything before you start is going to just hold you back, and honestly, you don't really know if something works until you actually do it, because the same things that work for me might not work for someone else. The same things that work for her may not work for me. Like I did have a colleague, and she has a pink house, and the commercials, she felt like the commercials didn't work for her. My opinion, I feel like she ain't doing the right way, but she feels like the way I market my business doesn't work for how she markets her business, which might be correct, but the way I market my business works for how I market my business, as I've learned over time. So that's what I'm saying. So the only way you really learn is by doing, and that's how you figure out what works for you and what doesn't. So I want to challenge you guys today to actually put one foot in front of the other, even though you're scared, even though you don't know what's going on, even though you feel like there's so much more you got to learn, and just start, okay? Just start and just grow. Allow yourself to grow. But with that being said, my name is sirenredd. I'm a creatorpreneur. Every week I bring you business tips and tricks on how to create or how to maintain your creative business, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.